As the prophet of esports, I rely on trustworthy and meaningful data every day. Data from our research partner YouGov offers the most complete view of esports fans and gamers in the world, providing context to who they are, what they think, the brands they buy, and things they do. YouGov's connected insights and research services inform strategy at every level. If you're a team, a brand, agency, or rights holder, you should be talking with YouGov. Their partners measure and maximize ROI and are telling compelling stories with data. Visit yougov.com/gaming-esports to learn more. This one I wanted to make sure we talked about because I thought it was interesting. And this was about our favorite Google Stadia. And it's not just like us trashing Google Stadia, because I think there's a really interesting discussion here. And the headline is, Google Cloud zeroes in on gaming, taps Stadia exec Jack Busser to lead the way. Google Cloud is creating a new executive role focused on gaming solutions, hiring Stadia's Jack Busser to help the cloud business build broader industry relationships. I'm going to recap the article here for you guys quickly, but the gist of it is in the headline, which is Google Cloud, which is a different division from Stadia, right, which sells more enterprise kind of solutions to developers and you know, like companies like EA or whoever, right? They want to create sort of a gaming solution segment of their business, and so they hired away a Stadia exec to come build out this cloud solutions kind of B2B business within Google Cloud. The question I have for you guys is this sort of how Stadia both dies and is reborn? In other words, has Google realized, and this is the conclusion I came to when I saw this article, has Google realized that Stadia as a B2C product is probably dead, has no legs, no one really wants it, but the technology in the background, the sort of the cloud solutions that power Stadia could be useful to other gaming companies. And by building a B2B product there's maybe a way of creating an even more interesting gaming business for Google, potentially.
I mean, the short answer is yes. I think you kind of nailed it on the head. I mean, a lot of smart folks in the industry, like I'll give a shout out to Eric Kress, who you guys know. Like he, you know, right when Stadia came out, he was like, what's going to happen is they're going to shut this down and white label it and offer it to, to third-party developers. So this is not exactly that headline, but it could very well be the first in a series of headlines that leads up to that. So I do think that makes a lot of sense. Now, what this could also be is they're just creating a gaming vertical within Google Cloud, which is its own massive, business. I know Activision is on Google Cloud. So like they may just be hiring this person to go out and sell and target gaming companies to build on their platform. It may really not have to do with Stadia, but I guess we'll see, more in the coming months.
I think this is one where I wish there was more discussion because I think the point is really clever, Paul, but I think you hit the nail on the head. Like, I mean, you're right. Like, I think this is the rebirth of Stadia as a cloud service company.
I mean, look, for all the hate I layered on Stadia, you got to admit, guys, this is kind of a genius way of pivoting it, right?
Well, and the problem that my biggest problem that I always had with Stadia was just games. Like, the problem was they weren't committed to making games for the platform. Now, there were some technical hurdles. I think there were but a part of that too is I don't think they were developing. Like, again, this sort of says, like, what is Google good at? Technology. What are they not good at? Making games. Yeah. How do you turn Stadia into something that where you don't have to make the games, but it's just a tech product? This is it.
Jimmy, did you have any thoughts?
I think Jimmy's having some hotel connection.
Are you? Yeah, maybe Jimmy's having.
Let's give him a break here.
Okay. Let's guys. I wasn't sure we were all going to agree. But good that we do. I'm curious if anyone in our chat has thoughts on that. But what I hope for is if they do shut Google Stadia down, that like all the smart engineers that work there at least have somewhere to go now, right? Like there's that there's a path for them, and this is not just sort of the shutdown of Google Stadia is another sad story. But I'll be interested to see going forward who are the customers of Google Cloud's gaming initiatives, right? Like who decides to outsource all of their servers and all of this, kind of, I assume it's a lot of the multiplayer capabilities and things like that. So it'll be interesting to see if more of the big developers jump on board with that.